hello there, Steve. It's Christian.
Christian Vincent, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing really good. I guess happy
Good.
pre-4th of July weekend to you.
Thank you.
Well, I have so much to ask you, and I'm going to use my time wisely. I'm so excited because Noah's Ark is about to have its reunion special called the Rona Chronicles this Sunday. And I know you were telling me, what can you tell us about it? And then we'll get into the nitty-gritty on everything else. But what can people expect on this Sunday? And I understand you just filmed a lot of your scenes?
Actually, the thing today, I filmed. Yeah, today was my day. Today, I got everything in the can today. So it's been a busy day, and I get to finish it out with you, sir.
You do in my audience, and I love it.
Yeah, I think people that know the show, you're gonna get to see everyone again. All the main characters. The Ark is back. Noah, Ricky, Chance, all their partners are back. As Ricky, my main love interest, Janito Wilson Cruz, will be back.
Wow.
So it's giving the fans, a lot of people on social media, and I've heard over the years, they want to see these characters again. Where are they now? And this is basically giving them kind of like a little sneak peek of saying this is where your old friends are. This is where they are in life right now. This is what's going on in their lives. So it's a lot of nostalgia. It's a lot of what they would expect from those characters, and a little bit of new. I think it's very poignant. I think this reunion, because it deals with what is going on right now. It's called the Rona Chronicles because of, obviously, the characters are in this pandemic, which we're in right now. So how are they dealing with this pandemic? How are they dealing with the current racial strife or racial problems that are going on in the United States right now? And how is that affecting them in their lives?
Well, let me stop you right there, because essentially 2005 was the year, maybe even before when you filmed it, 2004, I'm not sure. Logo had picked it up, and I was doing a little bit of research back and forth on how it all came about, and it was so groundbreaking at the time to feature a cast of 4 of African American men that were playing these really out there gay men that were very loud and proud about their sexuality, and in so many ways it was ahead of its time. What have the fans said about that, and how does it reflect on what's going on now? Because you guys were so ahead of your time.
I think if you're asking what have the fans said about it, is that they wanted to see these people again. I think they didn't feel like they saw enough, and even Patrick, who is the creator, writer-creator of the show, Patrick Ian Polk, he was talking about how even some of the creators of like Pose, which is a magnificent show, have said that Noah's Ark was a template. So I really do think that it was ahead of its time, because a lot of the people that come up to me and talk, they say, "Oh, I used to watch I used to watch your show late at night, or I used to sneak and watch your show, or my mother caught me watching your show, or it was the first time I could see something that represented me." So I think television, the media changes it can have a powerful impact, whether it be positive or negative, on the world based on the representations on television. And this represented a group of it was, the characters were gay black men, like you said, that were very proud and comfortable in their skin on television, as it wasn't the same as it is right now. Let's just say that it wasn't as highlighted and as much as it is now. We're beginning to see more diversity on television. You're beginning to see more diversity, whether it be with race and whether it be with sexual orientation or the way that we see ourselves. So I think ahead of its time, now it's getting an opportunity to, be out in the world during this time and give the fans a little bit of what they want to see. And maybe some people that have not experienced these characters before will get a little taste and enjoy it as well.
So where does a show go when you've got these amazing compliments that, you sort of pave the way for so many? And I would imagine, and I'm sure, I know Patrick and Polk, a lot of it is, I was reading somewhere where so many people have been sliding into his DMs, like, please do the fans really want to revisit you guys because the fans really knew that it was groundbreaking at the time. Maybe they didn't realize it at the time. Like you said, people were maybe sneaking it at night and watching it when they could. But obviously reflecting on it, it really was groundbreaking. So where does it go from now and where are we picking up from? Obviously, you're calling it the Rona Chronicles, so we're dealing with the pandemic. Black Lives Matter, and we're finally, in some ways, hopefully, dealing with that. What can you tell us about where we're going to pick up?
Okay, I have to think, what can I tell you?
Without getting in trouble.
Without getting in trouble. I can tell you specifically, knowing my character, and if my character is Ricky Davis, and he is basically the playboy, unabashedly.
Yeah, so. I got some questions for Ricky here, so in a minute, but we'll get to that in a second.
So it's basically this group of friends communicating with one another through social distancing, still trying to keep in contact, dealing with not being in contact with people. There's this whole topic of what do you do when you can't touch somebody or when you are social distancing, and there are mental ramifications to that when within the dating culture now, where during something like this is how can you date, how do you date, how does it feel, and I put in quotation marks, you're not supposed to, not being able to do it in the same manner. So it deals with that. It deals with some of the progress that's going on in their lives, which I don't want to say too much about that. But, it's really about their friendship and how they are dealing with these social issues, as well as some of their, and not just issues, and some personal highlights that are going on in some of the characters' lives. And I really think it's really also just to get the audience to see where they are right now. I mean, there's only so much you can do in an hour, so after being away for so long, it touches on a lot of, things that are current, but also bringing these characters to the present and letting the fans see them and enjoy them again.
Well, Ricky was a character that we all loved, that some of us lusted after, sometimes we love to hate him. What is Ricky after all these years? Is he still Ricky? I mean, is he still that playa that we all know and love? Or I know he was in a relationship, correct? And as last we left him. So, what can you tell him? Ish, yeah.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in a relationship.
Okay. I was trying to add a little bit of,
Yeah, he like in the film Jumping the Broom, Ricky, we found out, and this is in the past, Ricky was basically at one point in love with his best friend, which was Noah. And I think, he has, they're beyond that, relationships change.
Right.
And I can say that Ricky is still Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky is still Ricky. So, it's funny to go back and play a character like this, because even today there were some reminders. I was like, oh wow, it's been a minute since I've I've been this guy, and
I would have to
yeah,
say
it's surreal.
it's probably a lot of fun to play somebody like Ricky, though, as an actor.
I'll say honestly, initially it was a little scary for me because initially when I auditioned, I was Noah, and then I'll never forget I was driving.
Did we just get some tea on here?
No. I mean,
I love that. You've said that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've discussed this in the past, and our friend Patrick called me, and he's like, so, there's a little change here. He's like, so, long story short, they said, we want you to play Ricky, and I remember thinking, years ago, I was like, all I can think was, oh boy, that's gonna be tough. But, that was just the first thing that, it just came out of my mind, but,
you do it well.
Things happen the way they should, and he's, it's fun, and I think now he's even more grounded in his skin and has more fun. And, like with maturity, you hopefully gain more comfort and kind of more set in your ways. I know that, as I mature, I'm getting a little more set in certain ways. So I think Ricky is Ricky.
I mean, it has to be a lot of fun because essentially, I hope you guys have never minded the comparison in a good way to shows like Sex and the City. Because in some ways, if you can't be Noah, okay, Carrie, you'd want to be Samantha, and Ricky was Samantha, and that's all I got to say on that. And everybody wants to be Samantha in some way, or or it's a combo of Carrie and Samantha. So anyways, but we have to definitely talk about some other special guests that are going to be on this special, like Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, I know, isn't that amazing?
Richard Burgess.
A
huge fan, as well as Wilson Cruz is coming back, and I think there's somebody else that I'm forgetting. But
so it's Wanda Sykes, Titus Burgess, Wilson Cruz, Richard Brooks. Those are a few that they've announced that are going to be part of it.
So is the idea that we'll watch the show and then there will be a Q&A afterwards?
After the show. Yep.
Okay.
Karamo Brown from Queer Eye will be holding a Q&A just to talk to us about, a lot of different, what's being back, similar to what we're doing right now, just being back, and whatever comes up.
Well, I'm putting the link because people can register for it on Eventbrite and get the whole show. And it's this Sunday, correct? July 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, correct?
Yeah, and it's, you don't have to register to see it. I mean, it's going to be on Patrick Polk's entertainment page. It's going to be on Logo's page. It's going to be on Patrick's YouTube. There's a lot of different sites that you can go to watch it, but it will be live. It'll be live streaming. So any one of those, check it out. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, and then after that will be the Q&A. And it's just like, I think overall it's going to be it's really a nice little taste for the fans and maybe some new fans to see these characters again. And who knows, there could be more eventually. We shall see.
Oh, we would love that. Well, Christian, I couldn't not have you on the show without asking you what's going on. I was talking about, when I started the show today, about a Broadway actor, Adam Perry, who's has over 100 days of COVID-19, and he's a very healthy-looking actor. Mm-hmm. One of my guests was talking about another actor that's a Broadway actor that has been suffering for 80 days with it. I know you are a long-standing professional dancer, danced in so many shows with so many people. You're also Black, and I know sometimes that can affect some of us brown people a little bit differently. We don't know enough about this COVID. How has COVID-19 affected your work and as a professional dancer and in general?
So just so the fans, I mean, like I started in the industry as a dancer, and dance is my first love, and I will always be a dancer. But the trajectory of my career has been like, yes, I'm a dancer, but I have been a professor at USC in the Kaufman School. I'm a teacher on dance convention. I'm an actor, and predominantly I have been acting, choreographing lately. So as far as my work, as far as teaching, acting, choreographing, I mean, acting-wise, yes, just did this. Prior to this, I shot another show in Canada called The Wedding Planners, and just 2 days, a few days after I finished my last day on the show was when COVID hit, and then I was supposed to start traveling and teaching, and no, it's the work. There is no work right now. It has shut everything down. So as far as work, it's about being patient. This was unusual to shoot this during this time, and precautions were taken. I mean, I basically, really, you'll see when you see the show, you'll see how it was done, because it was not conventional by any means.
Wow.
And then on a personal note, as far as like work-wise, it's taken its toll on, I think, most artists, most people. And then, as far as we've had in my family, we have had deaths due to COVID.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So it is. It's no joke. It is. I keep saying it's a surreal time. It has given me the opportunity to be. I've been with my family, my mom, my dad, and my brother. It's given us a time to have time together. I try to be as proactive as possible, like doing things that I always said, I want to do this, but I don't have time. Those are things I'm doing. We're having more conversations about us. I mean, with this pandemic, with death, with the racial problems going on, it brings up a lot of conversation for all of us. So it's been a time of, I can't say it's been easy, which it's not. It's not an easy time. There's been a lot of things I've been sad about it, but I've tried to make the best out of it and being productive.
And then I noticed one of your upcoming projects is you, as a choreographer, do you have a Lifetime movie that you choreographed for Salt and Pepper?
Yeah, so,
This is so exciting, one of my favorite all-time groups.
Yeah, it was that. I finished that in last year, so I choreographed, the Lifetime Salt and Pepper movie, which should be really good. It was directed by Mario Van Peebles.
Wow.
It was a really great time. Prior to that, I did the Netflix film, Madam C.J. Walker.
Yes,
with Octavia
Spencer.
It's a blessing to get to do what you love to do, and I truly do. When I first started, people were like, "Oh, you either dance or you either act or you either choreograph." I am fortunate, and I'm glad that I love choreographing. I choreograph. I still have contact with young dancers. I still teach and mentor, and I still act. So, I'm enjoying what I love, what I like to do.
Christian Vincent, we love you as Ricky, and we're going to get to see you this Sunday, July 5th for Noah's Ark, the Rona Chronicles. And I'm going to put the link on. You can go on Eventbrite. You don't have to register, as Christian just stated. But it all starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I guess they're going to screen the show, the hour show, and then you guys will come on afterwards for a live Q&A, correct? With Kwame kind of conducting it.
Karamo,
Karamo, thank you. Yep. Yes, I always get that wrong. Christian Vincent, thank you so much for doing the show. I know so many of us are really, really very excited to see you guys regroup like this for a show that really was groundbreaking, Noah's Ark. So it's a treat for all of us. I hope it was a treat for you to revisit it as much as it is for us fans. Yeah,
it was great. I've enjoyed it, and Steve, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I put where people can follow you on your Twitter account. Is that cool?
Twitter, and I'm more, I really am more.
Tell us where it's at. Tell us where it's at.
It's christian.jd.vincent. I pretty much post the most on there.
Christian.jd.vincent.
Christian.jd.vincent.
Okay,
yep.
Got
it. And, cool.
Thank you so much, Christian. I'll be tuning in, so many of us, on Sunday. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.